come and go like a smooth wind. Arc 3 Review Cover Night. The preparing arc. Nothing really much happening in this arc. Purely, I view nitpicking as finding a little to say about this preparing arc. I think this arc meant to ready for something, or the entire 2 episodes of the arc preparing for the last episode of the arc. I thought Cover Night trying to keep being a healing anime, but turns getting bloody. It's not that bad though. Vampire rape actually seen offspring more important than fighting. I commend aspect of the girls' talk between vampire, though it is as though realized there's vampire. It as though the author realizes the vampires, but not that much anymore, because as the story goes on in Cover Night episode 9, it's just I think the anime trying to slaps the information about onto and play purely about the topics of the offsprings. Character which we don't know yet about vampire or anything seems to have something about this character in the future. Symbolism of how each person enjoys the night is their characteristic. Quite shocked that this anime could play the different elements than Eroistic-Ke or healing anime fanservice Nagatoro itch type of stuff, Shigimori itch type of stuff. The Jiranai Nagatoro where is kind of bullying. It's kind of getting harder to talk about Cover the Night the more I watch. There is also limits added to, so it won't be that chew though. It just means that a little more intimate relationship with the dating. The goals of Cover Night is to probably make an offspring out of Ko, but the story itself, in terms of how it progressing, how Ko, what the goal that Ko just walk at night, just do thing like just pick a day thing. Like the goals of Cover Night itself is as vague as for I watch first episode. I really feel not as enjoying this arc of Cover Night. I just feel it's the I don't really feel I'm near knowing the goals of Cover Night is that clear, or I really feel which directions I've walked along going with all the story that's happening. What does this series just somehow unexpected episode 9 happen, everything happened, and who is my hero? It's just preparing bunch of cheese which I don't know about. It doesn't mean that it's wrong, Cover Night is wrong about it, but it just feels like it doesn't feel really progressing with the Cover Night that much from after the Kiyosumi arc, which it's just such a sad thing. It just feels like every character in Cover Night just roaming down randomly. Is it just me that doesn't really catch anything that is solid, that is objective about Cover Night that I could follow along or really predicting along? But I can't judge it that really sure yet, because I don't really see the ending yet. At the time I just watched to the arc 3 of Cover Night as I'm reviewing it. It feels like I am afraid that Cover Night we talked about toxic relationship in the anime about my hero, as well as go into the long run of talking about socials and relationship and romantic stuff, the symbolism stuff, deep stuff. I kind of don't understand why I feel like now that I don't like the approach of Cover Night anymore. I don't like about it feels like Cover Night trying to get into social aspect of the anime, and it's all over the place. Sendri of my hero, and it's delve into the toxic relationship, delve into the elements of the realisticness. In the process of Cover Night abandon a lot of the shoes loss of life aspect into trying to make offsprings. The episode 9, Sendri and Akin were touching to me. It is about, is the vampire need to make an offspring all the time? romance all the time. It's get to the essence of Call the Night about human romance that we tend to think about in a daily basis. We deem that as being absolute in most cases. We delusion ourselves to the romance, which cannot be blamed because our brain is like that. We looked away of the reality, astonished with the message of Call of the Night. Still, I doesn't want to call of the Night to go into this way, the way of more complicated stuff. I want Call of the Night to be the same way the DJ give off some serious stuff but at the background. Sure, at first I say that this anime too show exposition's dump, but in the arc 2 I changed my opinion to that. I like Call of the Night more to be healing anime, but Call of the Night changed to serious again tone as this anime too mix up to make it hard to watch or analyze or catch anything if it would be fan service or social commentary. The ideas of Seri being boring to be vampire, she wants to be free. It's really good and dark. For me, I'm a person that cares about the pacing a lot in past. Now I am just accept the unreasonable pace. Anime most of the experiment anime. Call of Night episode 9, I think I am okay with it. But this episode is not like what I'm imagining it to be, I think. I love the fact about over excessive in romantic topics and insecurity that we should turn into vampire to not face these problems. I don't understand what type of fixing it is or symbolism about this topic of how we fix these things in society. But it's a good sign that this anime talked about the thing that played over society, mostly town society at large. Seems called like wanting to go deeper into talking about socials, which I honestly myself wanting it to be healing, still feel good, still have the tones of the shonen anime. Topic is too heavy for me, I think. I'm just at kids in the mind. Now it's all out for on making an offspring. The main grip of the vampire seems to play with all about the romantic, all about making offspring. Maybe this is another level of social sarcasm that we talk too much about left stuff. In the death scenes, I feel kind of forced that Nasuna go with Ko. I don't know, but later on it doesn't feel the same as Arc 1 and 2. Or 2. It's natural maybe as the tone getting very serious. About my hero probably talking about toxic relationship, but all we still don't know it yet. Arc 3 of Call the Night just prepare for the last 4 episodes, I think, about offspring societies. Nothing is much interesting except in episode 9, which in the animation terms or content terms, Call the Night goes serious about it. In this arc, there is nothing much more interesting happen except the events that comes from nowhere. I mean, concept of offspring is overused, so we don't know about it but as a character of series, it's a bit of an abrupt growing. And I've been real pissed about the anime that has a really interesting character growth, but stuffed it in one episode and boom, it's ended. National relationship and co doesn't really feel like 1 or 2 arc before. It is bits teasing and too cute for my liking. I want the turn to be like not this cute but in between jealousy and lust or those kind of thing. Syndicate each type of the story betray into the second arc, that dark at the same time feeling of refreshing. Feels more like this arc oriented towards preparing the information about offsprings and slaps it in particular episode. Not feeling like co-development near goal. Co-being vampire with that date though. Arc 3 scores is good, individual episode scores. Episode 7 is good, 8 is good, 9 is great.